the Sonic fan base, they just have a really weird perception of speed. It's like what they define as fast in certain games, because people thought in Sonic not Sonic Adventure, but Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic and Secret Rings, that Sonic wasn't even going fast. Like that was just like, to me that was just retarded, because he was going fairly fast.
He was going fairly fast in the storybook games, but in Unleashed he was going really fast. It's a learning curve you had to get over, because at first you will just die a lot because you're not used to this speed.
Yeah, because Sonic Unleashed, they were like, fuck this, y'all kept bitching about fast games. We gave you some shit that was so fast you can't even control it. That is, Sonic just fell off a cliff. But a lot of the cool thing about Sonic Unleashed, they had a lot of guardrails.
Just like PBT.
No, wow. Wow. That was not even, you know what, that shit wasn't even necessary.
It wasn't necessary, but it might just bring a smile to the audience.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Sonic Colors. So, I mean,
Sonic
personally, I'm
Colors.
Oh, no, not the Mr. Chronicles thing. We're
Anyway,
not going back to that.
Yeah, we're not.
I'm personally hyped for the game. Like, I can't wait until the game comes out. I'm just hoping that the story-wise, maybe they put maybe other characters show up instead of just him and Tails. Like,
yes, him and Tails are
they,
doing gay stuff right now. They're just together all the time now.
No, not all the time. They've been together by themselves since, like, wow, it's been a while actually. It's been like before they haven't been by themselves since like Sonic 2. Because Sonic 3 had Knuckles in it, so...
No, they have. Like, in Sonic Unleashed, Amy did nothing and Tails was kind of there. Tails isn't, like, in every game.
Well, Tails had to be. The only game Tails wasn't in was the first game. That was it.
Yeah, and he's not in Sonic 4. Damn you, Sega!
Actually, I don't... Why is he not in Sonic 4? That's retarded.
He was going to be in Episode 2, probably. Because that's Episode 1, remember?
Oh, right. Wait, is Sonic 4 a remake or is Sonic 4 a continuation?
It's a continuation. They're building up this whole new story to it. They even, if you go to the site, they have a recap for the first 3 stories.
I would have just been fucking... If that was the case, if it's a continuation, I don't know why Tails wouldn't be in it. Because doesn't Sonic...
No, I think Tails exists. I just think he's just dicking around.
No, I know what it is, because in Sonic... Because Sonic and Tails don't hang out all the time. Like, even in Sonic Adventure, Sonic and Tails weren't together. Sonic was just around. Sonic's just around half the time, so... Sonic probably would hang around the first episode, Tails would show up in the second one, and Knuckles would probably show up in the third one.
Exactly.
I don't know what they're going to do for the 4th episode, but still, you know.
Probably add Silver and then make him hack everybody in...
Dude, why would wouldn't they add Shadow before they add Silver, though?
Well, some people are stupid and they would want the other way around. I actually know there's some Silver fanboys.
I know there are Silver fanboys, but I'm just like, Silver's like the most hated out of all 3 hedgehogs. He's the most hated.
Because you have to include Amy and some people.
Amy doesn't even count. Amy's like, no, that's probably who they put in the 4th one, actually, is Amy. Just because they're going in the direction of how they make the characters. Amy would be next.
Yeah, but Amy hasn't been, like, playable since SA1, I believe. Yeah, she hasn't been playable since that game, Sonic Adventure 1.
And she's playable in the Sonic Advance games, too.
Oh, yeah, they came. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. They came after. It's because I played Sonic Advance before I played Sonic Adventure, which is weird, but yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's not that weird. I played Sonic Adventure 2 before I played Sonic Adventure 1. Because I technically never beat Sonic Adventure 1.
Yeah, but the thing is, the weird thing about me, I played Sonic 2 before I played Sonic 1.
Wow. Even I played those games in order. That's just because, like, I had a Sega Genesis for one, so I didn't play and I already played Sonic 1 anyway, so it's just like, I had like a Sega, it was Nintendo then Sega, as far as my systems went. Mario games kind of got on my nerves because of how long and tedious they are. Like, they're ridiculously tedious. That's all that I hate about Mario. Mario's just like, some of that shit's like Mario 64 was just way too fucking tedious. And as a child, you're not gonna get every fucking like if you're like 10 or 9, you're not gonna get all that shit. There's just too much shit for you to do in Sonic. I mean, the Mario 64. It's ridiculous.
The thing is with Mario 6, I like the game a lot. It probably is my favorite 3D Mario game. Maybe probably on nostalgia, but the thing is about it, I like the concept of you doing different courses and their different stars. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like you're doing all too much different stuff in Mario 64. Whereas in Galaxy, it seems like it's more versatile, if you get what I mean.
I get what you mean. I just, like, to me...
It's like they've mastered it more.
I mean, I do believe that Mario Galaxy probably is a good game. I just don't care about playing it, because it's about the same thing as 64. Now, I played 64. The only difference is probably that the shit you're doing is more versatile. But that's not really enough to sell me on a game.
Oh,
especially
I played it. It's amazing.
The plot's the same. The character's the same. You're using I think there are a couple new power-ups in Galaxy, if I remember right.
Yeah, there's
like,
quite a lot.
Almost everything's the same. It's just Mario 64 in space with better graphics and more different versatile levels. That's it.
True.
Oh yes, and Rosalina. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck her. She doesn't matter.
Sonic Colors. It's not like we don't have nothing to say on the game. It's just kind of like there's very little to go over. Even though the game comes out in like a month.
There's the multiplayer.
Yeah, which is probably where we'll see Sonic Silver. I think this will probably be the first game Silver will have decent gameplay, even though it will be in multiplayer. I'm kind of curious how they're going to use Silver in multiplayer, because that's probably where these characters are going to show up. Like, Knuckles and Amy will probably show up in multiplayer, too.
Yeah, true.
So, I'm wondering, like, the DS version is going to be awesome, because it's going to have, like, the Sonic Rush feel to it.
Exactly.
Rush,
I like Sonic Rush.
I didn't care for the second one. I don't know why.
I prefer the second one. It was more versatile in gameplay, to be honest, because you had the whole boat gameplay, you had Sonic Blaze. It just seemed more versatile.
This is my thing when it comes to Sonic. The 3D thing they tried to pull off looked nice, and I like that. I didn't care for how the versatility was okay, but at a certain point, I just felt it didn't feel as cool as the first one. And the story was really bad in the second one, in my opinion. Like, it's like we have Pirate Eggman. And I'm like, what the hell is this? At least when Blaze was introduced, like, I think Sonic Rush is better out of the two of them. Mainly because I like the soundtrack's better in Sonic Rush, and I like the gameplay more. I mean, Sonic Adventure, okay, the second one was alright. The second one was alright, but I just didn't care for it. That's just a personal opinion thing. I just didn't care for the second one.
The thing is, in terms of soundtracks, I think they're, like, both really good. But the thing is, the first one was more of a shock to how original and different it was. Like, Back to Black was such a weird song to have in a Sonic game, but it works, if you know what I mean. So it was more like we were shocked about that kind of soundtrack. And in terms of gameplay, I just think the second one had more variety. It was more polished. There was more things to do in it. But the only thing that killed it about the second one was that stupid girl Marie, the Australian girl that kept on talking.
I thought she was funny.
She had too much dialogue.
Because she's so random. That was the other thing. I just fell out of the story with the second one. Like, I had both games, and I turned back the second one in because I didn't care for it. I still have the first one. The first one to me is just the better one. It could be just because just because of how new it was, but I just prefer the first one. The second one has its good points. The first one, I love almost every song off of that damn soundtrack. Like, What You Need was just addictive. What You Need, the boss music. I think the last boss, the what's it called, Bombera.
Yeah, I love that one. I like the one where Sonic and Blaze are battling each other.
Dude, that when you get to the end of that boss fight,
just mash the buttons.
Oh my god, I couldn't win that shit
that.
just off of button mashing. I literally had to put the DS on the ground and just hit the hell out of the A and B button. You had to keep going back and forth and shit.
Yeah.
That shit was so annoying. My hands hurt like hell after that fight. I was like, God.
It
I
was
did it.
awesome though. It was just like
Fuck
Super
this.
Saiyans.
Yeah, see, like, that's one of the cool things. I didn't even beat Sonic. I don't think I even beat the entirety of the second one just because I kind of fell out of it halfway through. I had like maybe 4 or 5 more levels. I just didn't care. It just bored me. But like, shit.
I think for what it does, it actually is a better game, seriously. Because
Well,
at least
for
with
what
the
it
second
does-
one, you don't need to repeat the game over with Blaze. It's just like Blaze is introduced in the like 3 levels in, and then you can play as her when you want to. So it doesn't force you to play as both of them.
Well, that wasn't intentional. They just did that as Blaze because Blaze and Sonic weren't working together until like the last few levels. That's the reason why Sonic Rush did it. Like, you know how Blaze hangs out with Cream the entire time, whereas Sonic hangs out with Tails, which I thought was kind of cool how they made Blaze and Cream friendship build, even though that shit doesn't carry on in any other game.
True.
Which I actually prefer that. Like, it gives Cream a purpose. Like, Cream is pretty much like a Tails type figure anyway, because she can fly with her ears and shit. I'm like, alright, you got Cream here, that's cool.
And that's the weird thing about this game. There is no other companion in this game. The Wisps aren't really a proper companion. There's just no one there. It's just Sonic. It's just Sonic.
They're just power up. Well, I mean, you got Sonic and Tails. Tails, I mean, if
Tails.
Blaze, that's what it's like. If Blaze is in the story, it'll look stupid. But if Blaze is the only there for multiplayer, I won't really mind. Cause like, if Blaze ever has her own just straightforward game, Cream has to be your Tails. That's just required.
Yeah.
Like, for Shadow, it'd be Rouge, and for Silver, it'd be wow. I just realized Silver's would be
time
Blaze.
paradox because of
Yeah, no,
Sonic
Silver's
06. No, let's just discount Sonic 06 because no, Blaze
You
not
can't, 'cause
that.
Silver doesn't have a companion though.
But Silver doesn't exist. That's the thing.
Oh, you're a dick. He's in the game. He's in colors. That doesn't work.
Silver is just there. He doesn't exist. It doesn't matter.
That is kind of bad. No, wait a minute. Actually, would Shadows be Rouge? Because technically, Rouge is like Knuckles, which she's like a third-party character. So I'm like, what would Shadows be? No, Shadows a loner.
Shadows would be Rouge at points, but it could be Gamma at the same time, which is
but see,
or Omega, whatever he's called.
The problem with Gamma I always had is that he dies in Sonic Adventure 1, and they never.
It's Omega. It's Omega. Sorry, not Gamma, because Gamma dies in Adventure 1, and then Omega's still in the Sonic 06 because he came in Sonic Heroes.
He's in Sonic. Well, yeah, that's so weird. Why the hell is he like?
No, it's a different robot, but they're the same thing. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Wait, what? They're the same.
Look, this isn't DBZ. You can replace robots, but you can't replace humans with magical balls, okay?
Well, technically you can replace robots in DBZ too.
Fuck DBZ.
Did you forget about the androids?
No, but the thing is... No. The English dub messed that up. Let's just go on a tangent there, quickly. The English dub messed that up because android means totally robotic, but cyborg means human and robot. So they're really cyborgs, not androids.
Well, that's something we didn't give a fuck about because we saw epic fight scenes.
Okay.
Anyways, we'll start colors back on that standpoint. I think honestly, the other characters are gonna be for multiplayer. I don't think they're actually gonna be in the story. Because that would ruin the game, honestly. They would just fuck the story up.
Yeah,
But
we don't need other people.
Well, they're gonna do that right now because too many people bitching about how Sonic doesn't need and it's funny because they've been doing Sonic only games for like a while now.
It's
like
because they want to get the Sonic gameplay down to its like bare bones, get it to a perfect state, and then they want to expand on everyone else. Don't bite off then you can chew.
They might have Tails playable then. That's just debating though.
But we haven't seen Tails actually playable since SA1 because SA2 doesn't count because he was retarded. He was inside some